Just as a sample activation, if someone was foolish enough to press the weapon against your back, historically in the World War II combatives, it would be, and I'll do this in super slow-mo, but it'll be a turn and wrap and chin jab. It's this kind of motion. The idea that, yes, he'll be firing that gun, bam, 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 be twitching like a bastard, but that wrap and that control allows me to do something. If I was to turn and just hit, bang, it'll make some space and I'm done. If I was to turn and just grip, yes, I'm in control, but he's still in a fighty mood. He still wants to fight me back. So it's the best, it's a Hovis approach, it's best of both. Wrap, feed him his face. Yeah? And then any time he starts to think about doing stuff with that gun, he has to think about all the trauma he's about to get in his face. So the idea that if he's got a gun, wrap and chin jab. If he's punching you, wrap and chin jab. If he looks at my paper somewhat suspiciously, wrap and chin jab. The idea is just to have a tool that you can put in any scenario and it does its job well. Whether you're grabbing at me, pushing at me, pulling at me, drawing a weapon, thinking about drawing a weapon, instead of having a defence for each one of those things, it's a control the weapon-based area, or the weapon, if there is one, get that initial shot in, and also, when you're training students on this, to make sure it stays percussive, you can help them hold the pad, I'll hold my own pad in this instance, but it's getting them the idea of, is the hit, and then gripping the rim of the pad is the grip. It's that building that strength by gripping this. And they're actually, most focus mitts are quite dense here. So it really does build the strength. It's that, did I have enough on it? So it needs to hit with the same force as, it needs to hit with everything you'd put into a normal uppercut, is with your palm. Alright, so I've hit him, he's not quite gone down, so I'm going to grip and drive. Grip and drive. He's getting the idea of a failure point. I've slapped you. He's not quite done his job, so I'm going to rip a lump of air off. Drive it in. Drive it in. Drive it in. It's all that kind of hit, grip, rip, hit, grip, rip. It's a really important principle. So now we'll look at an alternative of the chin jab, which is also from the chin jab family. The inverted chin jab. We'll start this from a zombie drill just because it's easier, but essentially you imagine World War II, you're operating a lot in darkness, tunnels, cities, night, clandestine, and you might bump into something bad in the night. Yeah? You're going to bump into a guard, bump into opposition. It does happen. If we're this close, it might be a bit hard for me to get my normal chin jab off. An inverted chin jab, you're like a displeased Roman emperor. Your thumb's down. So from here, you're going to hit him with the thumb down. Then you're going to grip, give yourself a little window, and then feed him his face. So you can imagine, the start of the drill, a really good randomizer is just close your eyes and go, you do that as me as well, go on, zombie into each other. Right, you've ended up here. Right, fine. The gods have decided this is where it's going. Right? So, now think of it, all the integrity of a good hook. Hip, turn, bosh. Yeah? Now I could end it there. But really I want to put a wasp in his car. I'm going to grip a lump of face, lift him up, and that gives me the runway I need now. Boom! Feed him that face. So the idea is we've come to a collapse, a grapple. Everything from here on is noisy and loud, and that's the opposite of good intelligence work. So I need to, inverted chin jab, smash around the ear all around his jaw, grip a lump of something, and now I've got several inches, maybe even 2 foot of space, boom, to launch his head off that planet. Make sense?